What's good, y'all? Elvis here. Welcome to another episode of Better Barbering. Better Barbering is a new series I started on YouTube where I basically discuss tips and tricks that made me a better barber that other people can implement in their careers to make them better barbers. I'm going to be talking about what I consider the best way to get and keep new clients. When I first started cutting hair, I was ass, just straight booty cheeks. But being buns, not the end of the world. There's always time to be better. And even though I was a beginner, I didn't have no experience, I would always try my hardest on a haircut, try my best. And a lot of times that best wasn't good enough, but that's where personality saved me. As a barber, your relationship with your client is centered around being able to do a good haircut or a haircut that your client wants. And even though they came to get a haircut, that's not the only thing clients like you for. Personality can trump everything. So my whole first 2 years cutting hair, garbage. I was trash. And my clients didn't tell me then, but they told me since, like, oh yeah, they came and got a haircut because they needed a haircut. And it wasn't all that, but they liked me as a person. So that's why they kept rocking with me. And then over a few months and over a year and some change, they really started rocking with me as a barber for my skill. As a barber, our eyes are a lot more tuned to our art compared to clients and people that just don't really spend that much time focused on learning how to cut hair. And when I first started, I was really focused on being able to give a good technical haircut. Of course, it's good to be able to give a good haircut, but clients do not care too much about my technical knowledge. They just like that I'm able to do whatever they ask for. Clients do not care as much about their hair as we do. Most clients don't care about the specific techniques you use, the specific products you do, like the steps of your haircut. They just want you to be able to do what they ask you to do and give them what they ask for. They just want to make sure you have the qualities that they want in a barber. A great way of getting and keeping new clients is being your ideal barber or understanding what they want in their ideal barber. Like with me, I personally take my time very seriously. So I want a barber that takes my time very seriously. And I don't necessarily have to be buddy-buddy with a barber. You know, ideally I just want him to get done what I'm paying him to get done. But outside of that, if we have something in common, like a common interest or whatnot, then that's even better. And common interests can take a client to friend really quickly. Everybody either has some deal breakers or are sticklers for very specific details when it comes to being serviced as a client. A thing I'm a stickler about is my time. If anybody just blatantly disrespects my time, that's a strike. And assuming we have not built rapport and this is not somebody I have built up some kind of relationship with, one strike and that's it. I don't play about my time. Hey, some clients are a lot more lax about that. And when it comes to my clients, I take their time very seriously because how I feel about that. But then also another thing I'm a stickler about is I don't like when a barber doesn't ask me no questions. When you're providing a service for your client, ask for consent. Okay, and what I mean by that, a pet peeve I have when I'm getting a haircut is, let's say I sit down in the chair, barber asks me what I want, I say taper. And before I say anything else, clipper's already on my head. I'm like, whoa. I ain't give you no details about the specifics of this taper. You just winging it. Ask questions, make sure that you and your client are on the same page about what they're asking you to do. Okay, all right, to be real, most of the time when a client comes in and you ask them what they want, they say something very generic, they don't give no extra details, they're not really pressed about those details. Like a client that wants a high taper don't want a low taper. But a client that wants a taper, most of the time you can coax them into whatever you feel like doing. The main reason I'm stressing this is because even though a client is who's paying you to do this service, most of the time they don't know what they're talking about. It could either be they don't know like the specific terms of what they're talking about, what they're trying to communicate for you to do, or it could be that sometimes people just slip up on what they're saying. I had a client way back when who was growing out his facial hair. He wasn't really growing much, but I mean, he was more blessed than I am. So that's nice. I was cutting him, done with the fade or whatever, and I'm asking what he wants to do with the facial hair. And he said, oh, just cut it off. And I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah, just cut it off. But his homeboy came to get it cut with him. So I look at his homeboy, I'm like, sure you want to cut this off? He's like, yeah, just cut it off. And I was like, I mean, are you serious? I turned on the trimmer, I was about to go to his face. And he said, whoa, what you doing? I'm like, I'm cutting it off. He's like, Oh, I meant just line it up. But if I went and jumped at the first chance I got to cut off his beard, it would have been a problem. When you fit the description of someone's ideal barber, those are the clients that will tip you. Those are the clients that will promote you to anybody and everybody that asks them about their barber. Those are the clients that will be your best clients. Big but though. But the goal is not to be everyone's ideal barber. You got to understand the clientele that you're targeting, because targeting everybody is not targeting anybody. Everybody wants something different from their barber. Even if your cuts are fire, even if you're the most personable, likable barber just ever, everybody that meets you loves you, none of that matters if clients don't see you. If clients don't know that you cut hair, if you do not advertise. That's how I advertise, is on Instagram. You know, it fits my demographic. Usually I cut young people. Most of my clients are young adults to middle-aged people. Most of my clientele I built through knowing people in college and meeting people through social media, and a combination of both. I tell any barber the best place to go to get clients or potential clients is a place where people relate to you. It could be at the gym, it could be in class, it could be at a function downtown. I'd say go do what you like doing, and find people that relate. People that resonate with you or just generally like you are people that you can turn from strangers to clients. But I want to emphasize the difference between a client and a customer. I hear them used interchangeably every now and then, but there is a distinct difference for me. A customer is someone who's willing to pay for your product or your service. A client is a customer, but that you built some kind of relationship outside of the sale. Someone who comes to get a haircut can be a customer, but someone who gets haircuts, plural, is a client. And I've had a lot of customers that I think are pretty cool, but they're just not clients. We don't have a relationship. My rule of thumb for deciding whether someone is a customer or a client is if they trust my best judgment when it comes to their hair, I consider them my client. I have my fair share of long-term customers, people that come in, every few weeks that honestly just be hopping chairs, have a barber over here, have a barber over there, really just get a cut from whoever is convenient. And I ain't got no beef with chair hoppers, no beef. But every time they come to me, I'm tweaking somebody else's work, I'm fixing somebody else's mistakes, and I don't claim them as my clients. They're everybody's client. I appreciate you coming and booking an appointment with me though. I've noticed in the barber industry, at least on a local level, that a lot of barbers have a scarcity mindset. Like they're trying to poach other people's clients, they're trying to undercut other people's prices, undercut their business. And it's wild to me because barbering or the hair care industry is one of those industries that will literally be around as long as humans are around. As long as you go anywhere there's people, there will be somebody that needs a haircut or a service or something done. I know so many barbers that are so focused on watching the food on other people's plate, thinking that that's food off of their plate, not realizing there is so much food around us. We have more food out here than we have place to put it on. If you're a new barber and you're just starting to build up your clientele, do not be discouraged because timing is everything. There's a few things that need to be in alignment before somebody can actually become your client. Like first, they gotta be in need of a barber. If they're not looking for a barber, they're not looking for a barber. You cannot control timing, but clients that want a barber that fits your description will find you if you make yourself visible. Every few weeks, I have a new client on my schedule. And, whenever I'm cutting a new client, I usually ask, how'd you find me? Just trying to figure out where that connection was made. And most of the time they tell me, I've been following you for like 3-4 years on Instagram. And then they needed a haircut and they were in the city and bing, bing, pow, client. When I was starting out, I had a decently sized list of shortcomings that were hurting my ability as a barber, but also ability to build clientele. And top two off the top of my head was my fades. They needed hella work. And then also my communication skills. I had a lot of trouble talking to people. When I was cutting my client's hair, I was socially awkward. I didn't know how to have an effortless conversation. And I'm looking back, that's one of the things that really hurt me as far as building my clientele, because if you can't use conversation to uncover a connection that you have with somebody, then you're missing out on strengthening that relationship. And ideally, you're missing out on a client or turning a customer into a client. And after you realize you're deficient in the area, you got two options. Either throw a Band-Aid on that shit, try to get by without it, or you build on that weakness. So I worked on my people skills, and now I'm blessed to say that I'm in a place where I can really talk to as effectively as I need to anybody that I want to. Now I just realized I don't really want to talk to nobody. If I didn't work on my communication skills, my clientele wouldn't be the clientele that it is today. I probably wouldn't be able to talk in front of a camera. There's a lot of opportunities that I would have cheated myself out of. It's like, yo, we're all a skill or two away from a new tier of greatness. And that's my biggest tip as far as getting and keeping clients. Becoming the best barber that you can be will attract clients that resonate with the best version of you. And those are the best clients to have, period, without a doubt. Appreciate y'all tuning into another episode of Better Barbering. If y'all know any tips, tricks that relate to getting and keeping clients that I didn't touch on, comment down below, please. If I provided you with some value, please like the video, please subscribe. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, @CutsByElvis on Instagram, in the description below. And if you'd love to support your boy, please check out craftoverclout.com. We got t-shirts, we got pins, we got stickers. And I've also have a Craft Over Clout podcast that you can find at craftoverclout.com, or you can find it on any major podcast streaming platform. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all that. But till next time, Craft Over Clout, I'm out.